Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to talk about some Wii exclusives. Oh, my head's cut off though. Anyway, today we're going to talk about some nice Wii exclusives. So what do we have? Well, of course, it would be a travesty to not mention Xenoblade in its nice alternate cover that we were given. I mean, how could you not mention Xenoblade? It's possibly like one of the fucking most defining RPGs for the Wii's original library, for fuck's sake. I mean, I know a lot of people considered Skyward Sword to be like the last final huzzah for the Wii, but fuck that. This was the final huzzah for the Wii, so screw you, Skyward Sword. And of course, it should again be no surprise, The Last Story. Another good game, which got a lot of slack in America, sadly. I really like the original launch book design. It's very nice. I really like that. But The Last Story got a lot of slack in America. And I think that was a side effect of the hype machine, you know. It's like, oh, it's like the game the creator of Final Fantasy would make if he was like on his deathbed and shit. This will be the greatest wonder of the universe and that. And I have mixed feelings about the story overall, but the gameplay, I really actually enjoyed the gameplay. It was something different. It's not a traditional RPG, so don't go walking into thinking it's a traditional RPG. But Last Story, I enjoyed it. I don't know why a lot of people had a lot of problems with it. And then, of course, Pandora's Tower with its alternate reverse cover. Sadly, it's not too much on the back part of it, except for the logo. Pandora's Tower is a very interesting game. I don't know what to really... Because I haven't, like, devoted a ton of time to it. I mean, Xenoblade and The Last Story both beat, and this is something I've been thinking about doing a Let's Play of recently, too. It is very interesting. The story looks like it's a really twisted ass fucking thing that's gonna probably be full of all kinds of weird shit later on in the game. I can just see it coming from how it's going. But Pandora's Tower, I think, was another nice defining game for the Wii in its lifespan. So now, besides the Operation Rainfall games for America, what else did I feel stood out on the Wii? Well, first thing, let's start off with something a little different. A fighting game, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, was a Wii exclusive that is out of print because the license deal for this no longer is allowed, so Capcom actually can't print more copies of it. So I think it over time will actually become kind of pricey, probably, but it's a very interesting. I think it was a very refreshing Versus game for Capcom, like Ultimate Marvel 3 or the original Marvel 3. I think Tatsunoko was really interesting because it offered a whole brand of new characters for Capcom characters to fight, and introduced some new Capcom characters like Frank West got to come up to bat for the first time in the Versus series. Tatsunoko, if you don't know, is an anime company that is... A lot of their animes never came to America, so to be honest, a lot of characters are mostly alienating to America, so it's kind of confusing. It is important to note that the American version was a it's his ultimate. It's a upgrade version, and that was because the original Tatsunoko could not come to America because of a character, if I remember correctly, that they couldn't establish proper rights management. So that character was removed in this version, in the Ultimate version. So, and we got the Ultimate version. But it's still a really good game. I definitely recommend it. If you found that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or the Ultimate version were really bad, then I know there was a lot of people that did. There were people liking. There's nothing against that. Maybe you want to give the Tatsunaku versus game a try if you can find it. I'm not sure what its going price is nowadays, but I do know they couldn't print anymore. A few, like 2 years ago, I think. And of course, Fire Emblem. What is to say about Fire Emblem? It's Fire Emblem. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, newer Fire Emblem entries have had mixed feelings over the story that, but it's Fire Emblem. What the hell do you want from me? You want me to talk about the entire plot? Now, people who watch my Let's Plays before I started doing commentary, a Let's Play I did that had no commentary was Lost in Shadow. And I really feel like this was a forgotten gem on the Wii. It was done by Hudson Soft, who, as if anyone who knows anything about Hudson Soft these days, went out of business technically, and their Italian business was basically purchased by Konami. So everything Hudson Soft owned and their very logo is Konami's. So. But Lost in Shadow was a very interesting game. It's a puzzle platformer where you are a shadow and you have to interact with the shadows of the environment and such. I really enjoyed this game. It's really sad it was really, and you can get it really cheap too. It was really underlooked. I believe it has a completely different title in Europe, though. I can't remember what it was, but if you look up Lost in Shadow's wiki page, you can probably easily find out its alternate title. I'm pretty sure it's a completely different title in Europe, though, but I think that's definitely a fun game. It really kind of has an Ico-ish feel. Not the same thing, though. I mean, I would definitely say Ico is a much superior game, but that's kind of what made me interested in it, because it drew this kind of artistic feel with Ico, and it just kind of kept rolling. Now, here's something that I don't really hear a lot of people talk about, and I put this on my Forgotten Games video. It is Fragile Dreams, Farewell Runes to the Moon. I beat this when I was in one of my trips to New York. I finished it, and that's the reverse cover, obviously, but this is a very interesting game. Oh my goodness, I still have the receipt for it. Damn. That receipt faded to nothing. But anyway, Fragile Dreams is, it's kind of a weird anime-ish apocalyptic thing. It plays in a third-person kind of way and uses the Wii remote to interact with stuff and that, and it features a melee combat system with survival. That's what I wouldn't want to call it a horror game, Whiteout, because it's also really beautiful in a way, but they're all creepy scenes and creepy times, and it does have a survival aspect to it. It's a really weird mix of stuff. Its story, can't really talk a lot about without spoiling it. So basically, for the beginning, you're basically alone. You don't have anyone. You decide you're going to find out what's going on in the world. You know, this lonely, dark world that your only family is gone now, and now you're alone in the world, and you just basically go find out what happened. The world is really beautiful looking. The graphics and art style is really nice, and they did a very good job. Xseed published it for us, but I believe, let me look in the back, I believe it was a Namco title in Japan. I don't know if that came out in PAL territories. That might be worth looking up. Fragile Dreams, I think, is also something that's becoming kind of hard to get, I think. Not 100% sure. I have not seen copies of it for a long time, so... But I don't know what's going prices these days. Those are games I think all do very nice, worthwhile titles for the original Wii that I think stood out during its lifespan. Why I, purchased shit for it. Again, you know, I don't own everything in the world and that. So, if you have anything you personally think that stood out on the original Wii for you, please leave a comment. Maybe I don't know it. Maybe I never heard of it. Or maybe I just never got around to it. Either way, those little games I think are very lovely on the Wii. And I hope you look forward to the third party video. That's probably going to be really fucking long. Because there's a lot of good third party stuff. Oh boy, third party. Hey, you know, just looking back at these videos, it really makes me feel that if I do this for the PS4 and Xbox One somewhere in the future in like 5 years or something, this is going to be a fucking really hard thing, because exclusives are really hard, and I'm pretty sure that's why Microsoft paid a shitload of money to Capcom for Dead Rising 3 to be exclusive, because they needed it. They needed that fucking exclusive. Anyway, that's a whole different subject though. So until next time, I got baked macaroni being made in the oven. It's probably got about 10 more minutes. Yum yum yum, baked macaroni.